Good morning, class. How are you? Hope you are well at home, studying well. Today we'll take geography, and in this, for the half yearly term or first term, will be on the last chapter, that is drainage. Drainage, this chapter very much new for you because earlier this chapter you did not study. So here we will discuss about the rivers and rivers of both South India and North India. And differently, we will study the each river, which are the main river in India, in North India and South India. So, firstly, we will be able to study in this chapter the Himalayan rivers and the Peninsular River of India and importance of rivers and lakes, and we will be understand about all these topics. So firstly, when you see the book, because I am just giving my lecture through this PPT, and you have to study through the book and try to clear all the concepts which are coming in the chapter. So the topics is here drainage basin. When we start this chapter, we'll understand what is drainage basin, means what do you mean by the term drainage. Generally this term come in exam. So drainage, the term as you see here, it describes the river system of an area. The area drained by the single river system is called the drainage basin. Means when any river flows, like when we are talking about Ganga, when it means it flows in northern India, especially from Uttarakhand to Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. There's the Jharkhand and West Bengal. Nearby Yamuna is there. So it joined by different rivers, the rivers which are coming from Nepal and the rivers coming which from Central Highland, this area, and they join this. And this particular region, it is made by the river, and this is called the basin. And the drainage system is the drainage basin. So after this, you see that there are different kind of pattern made by the rivers, and they are like here, like this is the dendritic, rectangular, then radial, and then trellis. These are four. So drainage system in India is a drainage system in India mainly controlled by the broad relief features of the subcontinent region. Subcontinent, when you see in India, we see that the river which are the part of India, they are generally flowing some area which is in Pakistan. Suppose when we talking about Indus River, it has its origin place in Mansarovar Lake, and when we talk about Brahmaputra, both are having the same origin place of Mansarovar. Indus is entering in India and reaching till Pakistan. Same Brahmaputra is in China and it entering in India, in Bangladesh, and then falling in Bay of Bengal. This falling in Arabian Sea, this falling in Bay of Bengal. So this particularly we can say the subcontinent region, means they are not only at one place, they are flowing in different regions. So according to the Indian rivers, they are divided into the major group. They are Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. So Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers, they have specifically broad categories. We'll see them here with the help of some pictures. This map of India we see here, one is of major rivers in northern India. They are the Himalayan rivers. You can see here, like main river, the dark blue you are watching, that this is one Indus and this is one Brahmaputra and Ganga. These are the main three rivers in northern India, and others are the tributaries of these rivers. You see that how the Indus river is falling in Arabian Sea, and Brahmaputra, which is coming from China and entering in India in Assam region, then Arunachal region and Arunachal and Assam, then it is in Bangladesh. So these are the northern, and when we talk about peninsula, south rivers, basically the river is Godavari, Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapi, Krishna, Kaveri. These are 6 rivers we study, and obviously they are having many tributaries over there and providing good network of rivers and create a basin, like especially when we talk about Godavari. This is called the Dakshin Ganga of South India. Here in detail you can see this map of northern India, that is you can see here in this particular mode. So you can have idea all the rivers of northern India. Now when we talk about the Himalayan river system, you'll see that Himalayan rivers are perennial. When we talk about perennial, perennial means the river which are having water throughout the year. These perform immense erosional activity. Erosional means a lots of material comes through the with the river, and you can see in this picture the river is coming from high mountains. The activity is generated here by the rivers because lots of material, pebbles, stone, boulders they bring with them, and they are like Brahmaputra, Indus, and they make gorges. Gorges is that particularly when river is falling from deep mountain. Suppose these are the mountain and here the river is falling. When we proceed forward, so they carry huge lots of silts and sands. They bring with them lots of material and spread towards the plain region. In the middle of the course means when they reach to the slopy region, they made lots of activities. Like here we can see they make meanders and oxbow lake, flood brings and plains and deltas. Now here meanders you can see when river is falling like in this, flowing like in this category, in this form. So meander is what? These turn are called meanders. And Oxbow Lake we'll discuss in the next one. I'll show you the picture. So this is Oxbow Lake. You can see here. This is Oxbow Lake. Oxbow Lake like a ox foot is, then the shape is made by the river. Because when the particular flow of river is cut off from the main channel, suppose the river was flowing this way, particularly earlier the way of flowing like this, but when the water volume is lesser, so generally this area is cut off. So what happened means it become Oxbow Lake, means that area is converted into the lake. So Ganga, Indus, Brahmaputra are the major river of North India. So now, so here we'll see the comparison of Himalayan and Peninsular river. When we talk about Himalayan rivers, so these rivers are originate from the glaciers. The catchment area means from where they are coming, like mountain they are coming, and this is the area where they are flowing, means slopy region nearby the foothill of area or mountain region. Engaged in the high erosional activity, I told you high erosional activity when they come from the high ranges of mountain. Useful in irrigation perennial means irrigation, like in the northern India they are only the source of irrigation for the agriculture. So Indus and Ganga is one of them. When we talk about peninsular rivers, these originate from the plateaus. Plains and plateaus and mountains, all you know about mountains are the higher, this is the plain area, and this is the tableland when we call this to plateau. So in northern it is mountain, in mid it is plain, then in it is south it is plateau. And not very useful in irrigation. Why? Because reason is that they are the seasonal. Whenever the rainfall take place, they have the water. They are not perennial, means they don't have water throughout the year. So till here we discuss it. In the next we'll see the course of river in the different areas we will discuss in next video. So till here I stop the video. Thank you.